Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Mami, and today I'll be presenting an analysis of the Ebola virus epidemic in Sierra Leone. I'll be utilizing descriptive epidemiological methods to analyze its scope and impact in the country. Introduction and background. The Ebola virus was first discovered in 1976 in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and it's believed to be animal-borne, with fruit bats being a potential reservoir. Its high death rate and the potential for widespread outbreaks make it very relevant for public health professionals. The Ebola outbreak had a very devastating impact on Sierra Leone, straining its healthcare system and causing a very massive social, economic, and political effect on the country. So, the Ebola virus was not a man-made virus or is not a man-made virus and made no distinction based on individual traits or even tribes. The virus affects people of all ages and sex. For instance, from age 1 and upwards, and also whether you are male or female. Healthcare professionals, on the other hand, were more vulnerable because of their exposure in the eradication of the virus. Now let's take a look at these two graphs, graph A and graph B, which shows the risk of Ebola virus disease based on age. On graph A, it shows us that the risk of Ebola increases with age, starting from the age group under 2 years, which is this. The risk gradually increase going this way, reaching its peak in the age of 50, and this is 49, from 40 to 49, and then this is 50 and above. And then on graph B, which is this, the graph represents gender perspective on the risk of Ebola. It compares the risk between male and female, including and excluding suspected cases. We see that around the age of 15 to 19, which is this, there is noticeable increase in risk for both genders. Both gender, the orange color is for female and the blue color is for male. So you see from 15 to 19, it increases. The outbreak happened in West Africa, even though it was first discovered in Congo. But in 2015, the outbreak happened in West Africa. So our focus is going to be in Sierra Leone, which is a very small country in West Africa, approximately about 8 million people. The virus spread rapidly and was particularly severe in densely populated regions, such as Freetown, which is the capital, Kenema, which is the second city, and Kailaun. These cities are all located in the southern region of Sierra Leone, except Freetown, which is located on the western part of Sierra Leone. So in terms of physical environment, several environmental factors, including the wet season or raining season, which is referred to in America as the fall season, contributed extensively to the spread of the Ebola virus. And we see areas that had poor sanitation and along with close by housing were associated with a high probability of transmission of this virus. So in terms of biological environment, the Ebola virus is believed to have been transmitted to humans through wild animals, such as fruit bats, that is, bats that normally eat fruits, and monkeys, which are all considered natural carriers. The transmission occurs when an infected person comes in contact or in close touch with a non-infected person through contaminated surface or bodily fluids such as sweat or saliva. This demonstrates the vital role that the biological environment plays in the transmission of the virus. So next will be the social environment. So the social environment will talk about activities like social activities which also contributed to the spread of the virus. Traditional practices such as funeral rituals and consumption of bushmeat played a role in the transmission of the disease. So based on the social activities, it clearly stated, or it clarifies, that the outbreak also had a major impact on the country's healthcare system and economy. So next will be the time and duration of the outbreak. So the outbreak began initially in May and June of 2014. In May of 2014, before rapidly increasing by the end of the year in November of 2014. And we see by November of 2015, Sierra Leone was declared Ebola free. So this is a map of Sierra Leone showing some of the suspected cases, the confirmed cases. This is a time graph comparison. Let us now look at this time graph, which shows the number of Ebola cases in 3 separate countries: Sierra Leone with the red, Liberia with the blue, and Guinea with the green. It shows the overall number of cases for all three countries. The x-axis represents time from March 2014 to March 2016. X-axis. While the y-axis, this is a y-axis, represent the number of cases reaching up to 6,000 at its peak. The graph shows a rapid increase in Ebola cases in late 2014, followed by a decrease in 2016, especially in Liberia and Sierra Leone, while Guinea cases remain low, which is in the green. So the differences may be due to public health interventions and population density, and also societal practices. The presentation conclusion on the Ebola virus epidemic in Sierra Leone demonstrate the complex relationship of demographic factors, geographical location, physical and biological environment. And we also need to consider social practices and cultural practices, such as funeral rituals, burial practices, traditional healings, family care, etc., and also timing in the spread and impact of the outbreak. As we now know, the epidemic demonstrated the importance of effective public health infrastructure, timely interventions, and community engagement in controlling such outbreak. So the final key takeaway for future public health researcher is the lesson learned from this epidemic are very, very vital for future public health responses. So this ends the presentation. Thank you all for listening to this presentation. And this is the sources used, the references.